going, folks? Taylor Bukowski here. Today we're talking about collars. There are a lot of different types of collars out there. And like in my harness video, we're going to go through and discuss the different types of collars and tools to choose from and which one is right for you. Don't worry, stay tuned and we'll find out which one is best for you, your canine companion. Some of the collars you may come across include the flat collar, the buckle collar, the martingale, the slip collar, the working collar, the star collar, the prong collar, the choke chain, and the shop collar, just to name a few. First off, flat collars. These are a very popular type of collar to use because of its simplicity. Clip on and clip off. They are made in many different widths and sizes and thicknesses and are often made from a nice, durable, flexible nylon material, like so. Next up, the buckle collar. Again, very simple in design. It has an adjustable buckle strap made from a very durable leather material that'll last a good long time, so long as your dog doesn't use it as a puppy toy. The martingale is a handy tool to use if your dog is an expert at escaping regular collars. The point of the martingale is that it's a self-adjusting collar, as you see with this little bit of material here. Some of them just slip over the head, while others have a clip. This is very handy if you're working with a nervous dog. Always make sure to go underneath their chin, not over their head. We always want the dog we're working with to be comfortable with us at all times. The slip collar is very similar to a slip lead, as it is self-adjusting. When the dog puts tension on the collar, it tightens up. When they relax, it loosens up. Also handy if you have a dog that escapes regular collars. I don't generally recommend this type of a collar for a dog that pulls very hard. You might want to use a different kind of collar. You may want to use a no-pull harness so it's not pulling so much on their throat and damaging their trachea. It's not always necessary to use this tool every day. I generally use it when I'm working with the dogs in the shelter. Seeing as they don't always have regular collars on, this is easy to slip on and take off and work with the dogs. Then we have the working collar. Working collar is a large flat collar with a large plastic clip and a Velcro strap for backup. This one happens to have a handle on top in case the handler needs to get extra control over their dog. This is a sturdy, heavy-duty collar usually used for working dogs. The wider the collar, the less pressure is placed on the front of the throat while they're working. Many canine units use thick collars like this when training. Then, that brings us to compulsion-type training collars. These are collars that are specifically made to give corrections to dogs through pain and discomfort. When the dog is training on these types of collars, they work to avoid the correction. The reward is not being corrected. An effective way of training? Yes. Is it necessary? No. Here we have the prong collar. I know what you're thinking. It's rather small. How could this little guy do any harm to you? Well, I'm using a small one for a demonstration. First off, you'll notice these little teeth, these ragged-looking metal teeth on the inside of the collar. This is meant to be placed over your dog's throat. This collar is self-adjusting. Your leash goes in this little point right here, and this collar goes around the throat like so. Some people leave it on their dog like this. First off, there's a spinal cord running all the way down the dog's neck and back. Very important, and you don't want any extra pressure on that. Second of all, do not leave this on your dog 24/7. It is only to be used for training, not a regular collar. If the behavior does not change after 2 corrections, discontinue the use of any training collar or tool. If you have to give them more than 2 corrections, that means the dog is not understanding what you're asking them. You need to try a different method. Do not use these on puppies 6 months and under. They're very sensitive, they're still growing, and you can easily damage them. Especially do not use these on puppies 6 months and under. This is what a large prong collar looks like. Way more intimidating, right? What do you think? Do I look cool now? Didn't think so. Now we have something a little less archaic looking. The choke chain. The choke chain originally looks like this. You slide it in through its hole. Slip this over the dog's head. You want to make sure you have it put on correctly, so when it tightens, it loosens immediately after. Correction, release. By giving the dog the release in the collar, that's a way of praising them, so they know they did something wrong, and immediately after they get that reward for the release of the pressure on their throat. Many people have these on their dogs when their dogs pull, and it does nothing to help. It only makes it worse. In my opinion, it's unnecessary. You don't need any of these harsh tools to teach a dog not to pull, not to be aggressive, not to be afraid. These tools were made and used in older times to establish control and dominance over the animal without much effort. It was the way life was back then. Abuse was tolerated among animals. The difference is, back then, they didn't see it as abuse. The truth of the matter is that there's no difference between what's going on now and what went on 50 years ago. The only trouble is people are believing that these type of techniques are okay, or are the right way to train, or the only way to train. If you want the dog to follow the cue, you need to show them what you want. You can't expect them to know and read your mind, and then correct them when they don't do what you want. You two are speaking totally different languages. So why punish your dog for trying but not knowing how to give you the right answer? Dogs are extremely intelligent, so why waste your time and that talent by making them avoid corrections? Instead of teaching them to avoid learning, you should teach them to enjoy it. Think of it this way. If you wouldn't do it to your child, why would you do it to your dog? The easy way is not always the best way. You could tell by now, I'm against compulsion training. Of course, you all have the right to your opinion, respect your right to think as you wish. The point of this video is to get the information out there of what types of collars are out there, what they do, and why they do it. And to help anybody out there who may be experiencing any issues when training with their dog. Work to find that middle ground that you and your dog both enjoy. Why fight tooth and nail for better behavior? Anyways, thanks for stopping by everyone, I really appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed this video. Feel free to like, comment, and subscribe below for more videos of dog training and the tools used in it. As always, stay positive.